Hello and welcome to Citi Sports Roundup with me, Benjamin Nketiah. Coming up, Black Stars head coach Chris Hughton's contract to run until December 2024. Also, Tottenham head coach Antonio Conte describes team as selfish and unambitious following draw with Southampton. And Leon Edwards ends majority decision win over Kamaru Usman at UFC 286. Let's get to the details of our stories now. Now, the Ghana Football Association has revealed that the contract of new head coach Chris Hughton will run until December 31st, 2024. According to Communications Director for the association, Henry Asante-Chum, the contract of Hughton and his assistants, Masoud Didi Dramani and George Boateng, will run concurrently. Henry Asante-Chum made this known at Chris Hughton's unveiling in Kumasi on Monday.
Through the Ghana Football Association, or in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Mr. Chris Hughton will be the next coach of the Black Stars from now until December 31, 2024. Mr. Chris Hughton will be the next coach of the Black Stars from now until December 2024. He will work with two assistants already. We know Masoud Didi Dramani and George Boateng were with him during the World Cup in Qatar. They were assisting Otto Addo, and Chris was also in the role as the technical advisor, but today he took over as the head coach of the team. Now, for the first time, the head coach and his two assistants will have their contracts running concurrently. What it means is that the contract that Mr. Chris Hughton has signed, his two assistants have both signed the same contract, which would run until December 31, 2024. The two parties have agreed that the terms of this contract shall be subject to a performance review. Obviously, we know we are on a good course, so once we come to the end of the contract in December 2024, if he intends traveling to monitor players, the Football Association will make the condition prevalent enough for him to do so. The head coach and his assistants will be paid through the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And of course, the contracts have been signed, and going forward, we have an agreement in place. His official place of residence shall be in Ghana, but anytime he wants to travel, he will be given the needed support or provided with the needed support to do so.
Let's now hear from new Black Stars head coach Chris Hughton, who insists that while he can't guarantee that the Black Stars will win trophies in his tenure, he will put the right structures in place to ensure that the team is equipped to be successful. Hughton stated that it would be impossible for any manager to guarantee trophies. He, however, added that he and his team are committed to giving the national team the best chance to be successful by setting up the team correctly for matches.
You know, one thing I could tell you is there is not one coach, head coach or manager that would sit up here and guarantee a trophy. There is not one, because we cannot guarantee anything. What we can guarantee is that we will work as hard as we can to put a team together to create the right tactics, the right mentality, the right personnel to put ourselves in the best position to do that. And that first thing that comes with qualification. So we will work as hard as we can. But I think you probably would appreciate there isn't anybody that can guarantee anything, because there are certain things that always change things. And as regards the metrics, there are so many. You know, you've spoke about 5. There isn't 5. There is a thought process. There is a thought process that goes into every squad. And sometimes that thought process gets thrown out the window when you have 3 or 4 players that are injured and you have to adjust. And sometimes you might have to adjust them same players with different type players, and then you have to adjust around that. International football is all about compromise. When you're picking the squad, it's always about adjusting what you have to the way that you want to play.
And still staying with the Black Stars and head coach Chris Hughton, he has described midfielder Thomas Partey as a wonderful player who is playing a huge part in Arsenal's success this season. The former Atletico Madrid midfielder's performances for the Black Stars have been widely criticised as average and far from the kind of form he has shown for Mikel Arteta's team. Answering questions from the press about Partey's contrasting performances for club and country, Hughton described the 29-year-old's role as key to the team.
I think he's a wonderful player, a wonderful footballer that's playing in an Arsenal team at the moment, and he's playing a huge part in their success at the moment. But Thomas's role, Thomas is what we regard in the game as a continuity player. You know, he's not going to be that player, that exciting player that's going to dribble past somebody and score a goal, or run down the flank, beat somebody, get a crossing. But Thomas's role has always been hugely important to the managers to pick him. And this is why, at international level and at club level, he has always been in the teams because of his value to the team. And sometimes that type of player, his value for what we see in the team and what we see as coaches, sometimes is not seen outside because of the particular role that they play. They are hugely important to the team, to the coach, to getting good performances and winning football matches. And we all appreciate him, as would every manager that has played him.
You are watching Citi Sports Roundup on Citi TV with me, Benjamin Nketiah. When we return, we'll bring you some more stories. Welcome back. This is Citi Sports Roundup on Citi TV. My name is Benjamin Nketiah. Let's do some Ghana Premier League stories now. Now, assistant coach for Kumasi Asante Kotoko Orlando Wellington believes there's still a lot of improving to be done for his side, despite securing an important victory over Samatex on match week 22. The win puts the Porcupine Warriors 5th on the league table with 34 points and a game in hand. Wellington is hoping the result will be a turning point for their hopes of retaining the league title.
I feel very great, but still we have a lot of work to do because in the second half, they mount a lot of pressure on us because what I told them is to keep the ball in the half of the opponent, not our own half, because they committed a lot of fouls against us. Only that our opponent couldn't utilize the fouls that they got against us. I'm sure it will be a turning point if they see play according to instructions and they be tactically disciplined. It will be a turning point for the team. They deserve it because we have at least enough time to prepare the team. And from what I saw from the training ground, gave me the confidence that we are going to come out either win or draw.
Meanwhile, Samatex head coach Arno Walker has described their defeat to Kumasi Asante Kotoko in match week 22 of the Bet Power Premier League as a painful one. The Samurai Boy-based club lost 2-1 at home to the defending league champions on Saturday, and Walker believes his team could have at least picked up a point from the game.
If I'm not telling lies, because this is not a match we should have lost. We gave away 2 cheap goals to Kotoko, and I think this has cost me a lot, this on the match. So it's really a painful defeat to me. It's just unfortunate. I would say the 30 players that I have are all capable because they are all summer test players. So I wouldn't like to say I lost my top striker out of injury. But those out there must also be ready to play as well. But, well, all the same, it's unfortunate that it happened this way.
To the camp of Accra Hearts of Oak, and assistant coach David Oklu says he is not worried about his team's inability to score goals from open play. The Phobians left it late to secure a narrow 1-0 win over bottom-placed Kotoku Royals on Sunday to move to fourth on the league log with 35 points. Oklu also praised his team's fighting spirits in the game.
I feel elated, yeah. I'm so excited.
You must be worried by the performance when the goal was not coming.
Yes. I told you it's going to be a difficult game because they are down, so they will come with a multiple effort. And that is what they did. But kudos to John. He has done a yeoman's job. Yeah, the boys played very well. But don't forget, we are the never say die lads. No, I'm not troubled because you can see that these days the strikers are moving well. Even though they are not getting the goals during open play, but they are getting the set pieces, which is good.
Meanwhile, former Hearts of Oak head coach Seth Hoffman has charged his former side to remain consistent following the slender 1-0 win against Kotoku Royals at the Accra Sports Stadium. Caleb Amankwa notched a last-minute goal in the 96th minute to keep the Phobians' title ambitions alive. Now speaking to Citi Sports, Hoffman lauded the mentality of the players against Kotoku Royals.
You can see from the background, the supporters are happy. Kotoku Royals came in very hard. They have a good day, they have a good game. Us also came in, but as last minute, us have won. Us just scored this wonderful, a fantastic goal by Caleb. You know he have that type of scoring ability. And I would say that it's a big note for them. Kotoku Royals are down, but you know they are climbing, they play good football. Unfortunate for them, they lost this match. And you know the spirit of us of folk, never say die until the bones are rotten. They went in, after Kotoku win, they went in away to go and draw. They have come in to take the 3 points. I mean, it's a very big note for the supporters. It will even beef them to let the supporters to come to the stadium and they will enjoy themselves, their next away and home game. And big notes to all the entire team. All the premier teams, everybody is doing well. The season have turned, and where the season is going, when you lose, you are falling. You win too, you are climbing. So I could see everybody, every player, everybody is working hard. So I would say big shout out and big victory for Accra Hearts of Oak, and better luck to Kotoku Royals.
Now, some fans of Accra Hearts of Oak who spoke to Citi Sports also expressed their satisfaction at the performance of assistant coach David Oklu in the league so far. Oklu is yet to lose a Premier League game in the absence of Serbian tactician Slavko Matic, amassing 7 points out of a possible 9 points.
Yes, and I think the race is not yet over. We need to do more, and I'm hoping that we will be able to do more, because looking at some of the draws and the matches we have lost and our position now, it should have told you that if we are able to win those matches, we'll be leading the league by now, but it's not yet late.
And do you think that David Oklu is the right man to lead you guys to the title?
I think for now he's the one we have available, so we will give him our support and just keep him in prayers that things will be better until the issue with our coach is being solved.
Not really, because looking at what we have seen today, I don't think Matic have got such support. So I wouldn't say I was not impressed, but this is a different coach with a different leadership, with a different tactics altogether.
As for the performance, the man is doing great, because you see, always we supporters, apart from we are watching football, we know football. You see, when the other coach came, we always complained that the coach is no good. You see, the way he talked to the players, the way he is behaving, he doesn't like, so we're complaining that you have to change the coach. But we thank God, and some of the supporters go to the state training ground and sack him.
Now, former Getafe midfielder Derek Boateng has lauded the decision by La Liga to roll out a La Liga grassroots project in Ghana. The program is expected to offer opportunities for football talents in the country and beyond. Boateng believes this move will help develop football in Ghana and Africa as a whole.
I think it's a good time, it's about time, we got something like that in Ghana here. because you can see Ghana is a football nation. We have a lot of talent here, and for La Liga to come down and come and do something like that, I think it's going to be very, very to develop our game. Our youth players that are coming, it's really, really important for them. So I'm really, really happy. And, me being part of it and supporting all these things because of me playing La Liga for so many years, I really, really enjoy the type of game that they play in Spain. That's what we are playing in Ghana. So seeing them coming to Africa and Ghana, I think is a bonus for us. We have to cherish that. We have to support it,
This is the Citi Sports Roundup on Citi TV with me, Benjamin Nketiah. Let's take a break here. When we return, we'll bring you some foreign stories. Thank you for staying with us on the Citi Sports Roundup. My name is Benjamin Nketiah. Let's get into some foreign stories now. Now, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has called on his players to give a little bit more in their final 10 remaining Premier League games as the Gunners close in on a first league title since 2004. Arsenal became the first side in English Football League history to win 9 London derbies in a single league season, and their latest success means they head into the international break with an 8-point buffer over their title rivals Manchester City, despite having played a game more. Bukayo Saka once again starred in Sunday's 4-1 win over Crystal Palace, scoring twice and setting up the opener for Gabriel Martinelli, becoming the first Premier League player this season to reach double figures for both goals and assists.
Really happy, really pleased the way we started the game. I was already really happy with the way they reacted after Thursday, and we took any question mark away from it, show a lot of determination, a lot of purpose in our way of playing, and I'm really happy to perform the way we did after playing 120 minutes, after losing 2 big players for us, and still compete and win the game like we did. And they're fantastic. We lost players, we lost Gavi for 4 months, we lost Thomas for 1.5 months, we lost Alex Zinchenko for 1.5 months, we lost Molneni for 6 to 8 months. Now we lost Eddie, and now we lost Tomiyasu or Saliba. Everybody has to give a little bit more. It's not a secret. And if we want to maintain that level, everybody has to step in and give more, and Rob is a clear example of what we needed today.
Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola believes his team has reached top form at the right time as they approach the business end of the season. The defending Premier League champions have fallen below their usual high levels of consistency this term, but have found form over the past month and are firmly in contention in 3 competitions heading into the international break. Now, the reigning Premier League champions trail current leaders Arsenal by 8 points with 11 games to go, including a crunch clash at home to the Gunners next month. Guardiola says his side cannot afford to drop any more points.
We are in good moment, yeah, definitely. You say in this month against Newcastle, yeah, we're not good. We're good to handle this incredible open Newcastle they are. Because I saw the game he played against United in the final of the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, and they were unbelievable good. The threats and United had in that moment, maybe Newcastle didn't have right now, but they will have it. So, and I know how difficult. And after, the Leipzig and Crystal Palace always we suffer, and today, so the moment we had to suffer, we suffer. We score a lot of goals, we concede few chances, and stable, and everyone making contribution. And we defend well. We are a threat in the set pieces like never before. In the last 6-7 years, never had the feeling that we can score in every corner and every free kick that we have. We defend the comfort, I think, much better in our game. But now we stop, we go national team, the people come back, and after we have the Reds. And that's why we have time to think about it. But now we know, all of us. So I think Arsenal is going to drop a few points. So we have to win almost all the games. What can I say? The rival for the Champions League, historical team, an honor to play against Bayern, and semi-final in Wembley again. So after 6-7 years being there, it's an incredible honor. So in that stage, still let's be alive in 3 competitions. The important one is so nice. It's so good.
Tottenham Hotspur players expect that it is only a matter of time before Antonio Conte leaves the club. Conte is out of contract in the summer, and many players now think they will be working under a new head coach next season. The players are willing to accept responsibility for poor performances and results, But there is a sense that Conte came close to crossing a line by calling them selfish and questioning their commitment to the club on Saturday after a 3-3 draw at Southampton.
It's much better now to go into the problem, okay? Because the problem is that for another time we show that we are not a team. We are 11 players that go into the pitch, and I see selfish players. I see players that don't want to help each other, don't put the heart. First of today, I prefer to hide the situation and to try with to speak, to try to improve the spirit situation with the words, with a lot of situation, because about tactical or technical aspect, this one situation. The most important thing, if you want to become a strong team, if you want to become competitive, you want to fight to win, is the desire, the fire that you need to have in your eyes, in your heart, and you have to show this in every moment, Instead, if I have to compare last season, in this season, I think that instead to improve, now we are worst under this aspect. And when you are not a team, and then everything can happen in every moment.
Former UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman has admitted that Leon Edwards deserved his victory when the two met for a third time in the main event at UFC 286. Edwards beat Usman via majority decision in a keenly contested bout which spanned 5 rounds to defend his UFC welterweight title. Despite his defeat, Usman praised the strategy of his opponent.
I think I did enough to win the fight, but, I knew it was a close fight. Great game plan. I've always said it from the start. I knew I would see Leon again, and we did it. And, I'm not done. I'll see him again. But he put on a hell of a game plan. And, I've always gave him props for everything he's been able to accomplish. And, just like me, he's a brother like myself, and much respect. So, London, you got yourself a hell of a guy, a great champion. Oh, not too long. I'm going to get back with my coaches because, I'm one of those guys, I can't sit for too long. I started getting antsy. So I'm going to talk to my coaches. We'll get back, sit and relax, spend some time with my daughter.
That's all for today's edition of Citi Sports Roundup here on Citi TV. For more stories, log on to citisportsonline.com. My name is Benjamin Nketia, and many thanks for watching.